page 536, page 537, page 538, page 539, page 540, page 541, page 542, page 543, page 544, page 545, 546, page 547, 548, page 549, page 550, 551, page 552, page 553, page 554, page 555, page 556, 557, 558, page 559, page 560, page 561, 562, page 563, 564, page 556, 65, page 566, 557, page 568, page 569, page 570, page 571, page 572, page 572. Senate Ticket Plan of Plateau. Can you please move for the votes and proceeding one to be adopted?
President of the Senate, distinguished colleagues, having gone through the votes and proceedings one of today, Thursday, 21st November 2023, I would like to commend the Secretariat for what I have seen. I therefore move a motion that these votes and proceedings should be accepted as what was deliberated by us earlier today.
Is the commendation part of your motion?
Yes, sir.
Senator Ibrahim Hassan Tamkombo, can you please second the motion? But let me know what you are seconding. Is it you both are presented to be passed, or also you are commending the Secretariat?
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Senator Ibrahim Tamkombo. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my brother, Senator Duquette Blanc, that the Secretariat be commended for the wonderful work they have done, and the votes and proceedings be adopted as presented. Thank you.
Now, those in favor of the motion moved by Senator Ticket Plan that the votes and proceeding one be adopted, as well as commending the Secretariat for a job well done. And also seconded by Senator Ibrahim Hassan Tamkombo. Votes and proceeding one. Those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Adopted, as well as commending. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Secretariat have been commended. This is unprecedented. I've never had it before, but it shows that the Senate appreciates what you are doing, the good work you are doing. Having been able to put together this record to be adopted within just 30 minutes. This is really unprecedented. So there is a concurrence that we are told is very, very important and urgent. Can we just take it in 2 minutes and then we'll move on? Just President, 5 minutes, we don't get done with it.
The only order of the day, House bill for concurrence as listed. Mr. President, for the simple nature of the bill and in the interchamber reciprocity, I will present the debate on the bill. Can I move on? Is it not the same? Mr. President, the lead debate or concurrence from House of Representatives. Number one, Nigerian Port Economy Regulatory Agency Bill. The debate on bills for concurrence from the House of Representatives. Number one, Nigerian Port Economy Regulatory Bill, Regulatory Agency Bill 2024, HB 1038, and Mixed Export Prohibition Bill 2024, HB 1509. Nigerian Port Economy Regulatory Bill 2024, HB 1038 was read the first time on Thursday, 18 July 2024. This bill seeks to repeal the Nigeria Shippers Council Act, CAP N133, Laws of Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the Nigerian Port Economy Regulatory Agency Act to provide for economy regulation of port services. The objective of this bill are to establish the Nigerian Ports Economy Regulatory Agency as economy regulatory authority, herein referred to in this bill as the Agency for Port Services, hereafter referred to this bill as regulated services, and to set out the objectives, scope, functions, and powers of the agency. 2, establish a regulatory framework for the effective and efficient economic regulation of regulated services and related services for the control of tariffs, rates, and charges to guide against arbitrariness. 3, monitor compliance of regulated service providers and users in a regulated sector with the provision of the bill and advise the government through the minister on matters related thereto, and to promote the automation and digitization of cargo reception and handling processes and procedures. Bill 2, Maize Export Prohibition Bill 2024, HB 1509, was read for the first time on Tuesday, 22nd October 2024. This seeks to prohibit the exportation of maize to address the ongoing food crisis in Nigeria. Mr. President, my respected colleagues, this is a straightforward and non-controversial bill, and it has gone through the necessary legislative process in the House of Representatives. I therefore urge you all to support the second reading of this bill as we refer them to Committee of Whole for clause-by-clause consideration. Thank you.
So if there's any comment? Okay, sir.
Mr. President, sir, thank you for the privilege. Just to draw Mr. President's attention to some of the conclusions we had reached at previous occasions on matters like this. When the Constitution set up a bicameral legislature, it could have been the intention that whatever one chambers adopt, the other one should rubber stamp it. I have serious difficulties in endorsing a law that I have not had the opportunity to read, because I bear responsibility for anything passed into law or a bill passed by this House when I'm in the Senate, and I don't object. I think we are supposed to have the opportunity, and this bear repeating, to read every page, every clause in any bill that we are going to pass. If our colleagues in the House of Representatives have enjoyed their benefit, they've gone through and they are satisfied, their satisfaction may not translate to ours. If it was intended that we should not re-examine what one chamber has done, then we don't need bicameral legislature. And the idea of circulating a document minutes before it is debated is completely offensive, particularly when we are dealing with law, not motion. Law. Under this law, anything can happen. Any one of us will find himself in conflict with the provisions of this law. I think with profound respect, what is worth doing at all is worth doing very well. I understand we need to cooperate with the House of Representatives, but that cooperation shouldn't mean that we blindly adopt. I cannot in clear conscience support something that I do not know the details when it comes to law under which certain activities will be done. I don't know the conflict between what we are doing now and the current law that we are about to amend, and how this affects the other laws setting up Nigeria Port Authority and any other agencies in that sector.
Thank you.
I think lawmaking should be taken for what it is, a serious, serious business. We should pass it because we agree. We shouldn't pass it because others have agreed and we have not had the opportunity to look at it. Thank you, Mr. President.
The former majority leader, the former leader of the Senate, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, Mr. Yahya Abdullahi Kebinov, distinguished colleagues, while I do not have any objection to what our former Labour leader and former governor of Edo has said regarding the need, to really allow members of the Senate, to have a look at the bills, before concurring with the House of Representatives. I agree with that, and this was exemplified by the bill I presented today, the bill for concurrence. But this Senate, in its wisdom, so that the three committees should go through that bill. And if you go through it, from the one that will go from the House and the one that will be presented here, there is a world of difference. Because what we have done, we went so meticulously, we got the institutions to also go and look at it. We invited the Ministry of Justice to look at the legal elegance, of the legislation itself. And they did a lot of work on it before we came in, look at it again, and presented it from the House. So I agree with him that concurrence, really doesn't have to be acceptance of hook, line, and sinker, what the House of Representatives have done. So I'm at one with him. But my other concern, Mr. President, is this matter of procedure. By coming back to adopt the votes and proceedings of the earlier session that we had since morning, and then coming again to start another meeting for which really there is no
it's continuation.
Yes, but is it no? You cannot continue it because the quorum that you had, you had already concluded that quorum with the production of these particular votes and proceedings. That particular session of the Senate has been concluded. Now you are starting on a new platform for which the Senate has no quorum. Therefore, I think this particular session of the concurrence of the two bills should be postponed, so that we take it on another day where a quorum of the Senate is duly formed for us to look at this issue. Now, if we do so, we don't have the kind of quorum that we have to consider anything again. But if you insist that we have, then it means that we are flouting some of the procedures of business, of the Senate. What we started in the morning, the production of this has been concluded. We are starting a complete new session. If you are starting a new session, you have no quorum to start that session. So I recommend, Mr. President, that we adjourn this particular session and then bring these issues back, next legislative day when we have a proper quorum to consider some of the issues that you have brought under the concurrence issues. I so submit, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you very much. We've had the argument raised by Senator Adam Oshomole, and of course, the guidance by the former leader of the Senate. The issue of having to go through bills before they are brought to the Senate. Normally, there are supposed to be notice given in respect of every bill that is coming to the floor. For bills emanating from this chamber, normally time is given because you have the first reading, and sometimes the gazetted bill is sent to senators. So it is always expected that you engage yourself and, of course, your consultants to look through those bills, make your observation, keep them, so that by the time such bills are being brought for consideration, already you have your own position professionally put together by your consultant for your presentation. Because the time that is normally given for such consideration will not be enough for you to study that bill at that period and then make your judgment on it. It's not enough. It can never be enough. Otherwise, we cannot pass up to 10 bills, in 1 year. So the idea of presenting the first reading and, of course, providing senators with the bill itself, the gazetted bill, is for us to make our research, to make our judgment, and get that put together, so that any day that such thing is being brought forward, you bring your opposition and then you canvass what you feel. So that's it. But the idea that, okay, that day you have to give it time is not going to be possible. So I think we have to understand this. The bills, in respect of bill for concurrence, I don't think we have that notice. That notice is not available to us because we might not know when such bills will be brought. So I think Secretariat find a way out to give notice in respect of any bill that is coming in, so that one can take the pain to go and get the entire bill out. The one who will be able to do, people will be able to do their, instead will be able to do their research, check out on all parts of such a bill before concurrence is considered. In that case, nobody will complain that one has not perused through, has not been able to have possession of such a bill. That will not really be tenable. So, but the second issue raised by the former leader, I think, is tenable. No one can argue with that fact. The fact that cannot be wished away. So, for this reason, we need to adjourn. If we cannot have more senators coming in to help to get us through this concurrence. Leader, do you have what is your opinion about that?
Mr. President, I think I'm in the same room with you. Now that it's almost very tough for us to get a forum, able to get this bill approved, maybe we will make it in another legislative.
Can move for the adjournment. You want to move for the adjournment? You want to overthrow the leader?
Mr. President, I didn't talk now.
Notice of that. I'm not overthrowing
What
the
order
leader.
are you coming to make this announcement to us now? You are overruled, Secretary General of IPU.
So, Mr. President, having concluded the proceeding for today, I stand to move that Senate do adjourn till Tuesday, 26 November 2024 at 11 a.m. I so move.
Before I yield the ground to Minority Leader, let me say, IPU Secretary General, your observation is noted. And we applaud what you are doing at the international scene. Continue the good work you are doing, representing Nigeria.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I second the motion that the Senate do adjourn till Tuesday, 26th of November at 11 a.m. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion for adjournment, move by the leader and seconded by Minority Leader, please say aye. Those against say nay. The Senate hereby adjourn to Tuesday, the 26th day of November, 2024. Thank you all. You have been